Okay. Let me share my screen and
ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ బెడ్ నుంచి ఏం చేస్తున్నాండి
Bugadam. Bugadam. మా క్లాస్ జరుగుతుంది తర్వాత ఒక గంట ఆగిరాము ఒక గంట టైం ఇవ్వమ్మా.
ఓకే
Okay, let us start discussing the topic. Can you see my screen? Just please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. We're able to see.
Yeah, thank you. So these things we have discussed in the last class. So what is that? All the features, everything of Python. So what we do today is we start discussing about the fundamentals of Python. So features we had discussed. So what are the features of Python? The very core features are, one is it is dynamically typed. Second, it has a lot of library support. Okay. And third thing, also the Python has a lot of community support. These are the three important things we have to keep in mind. Other than that, other features anyhow, when you keep learning Python, so these features are nothing but they are something which we learn while implementing Python. So we don't need to worry much about these things. So if you say interpreted, how it is interpreted, and we can see that with a program. We can analyze it with a program or understand this with a program. Got it right? So all this you can understand with programs. So apart from that, the core features are, so why nowadays Python is so popular, if anyone is asking, because of its library support. Because you take any technology, there are libraries which are provided from by Python. Okay. So that's it. Next one. And of course, it is there for, Python is implemented for, if you see here, it is not just limited to one environment. So it is everywhere nowadays. Okay. Even the latest quantum computing is using Python. Now, what we do today is we jump start to the language fundamentals. So this is where the learning of programming starts. And anyone, if you have fear of programming or anything, so then definitely we are going to pick from here. You got it right? So what we do, we pick from here. That's all. First thing is, so when we talk about language fundamental, let's start from here. So the actual learning starts from here. Okay, not only Python, in any programming. So now let us start with language fundamentals. So what is that we have? We need to learn in language fundamentals, and these are very important in any programming language, not only Python. Okay. So here we have variables, constants, data types, operators, control statements, all this. And all these are language fundamentals. Okay. So now we'll understand these language fundamentals one by one. So what is a variable and what is constant? What is data type? Let us have a clear idea and let us test it one by one. Okay. And also for couple of sessions, we use Python core software to test all this. Later on, we install PyCharm and start working with PyCharm, and we try to get as much command on PyCharm as well. Apart from that, we also have a quick understanding on how to work with Anaconda and Jupyter as well. So all this will try to get a picture, overall a hands-on experience with all these IDs. Okay, that is fine. So let's start with this fundamentals. What is a variable? So variable means simple. So we know we are handling variables even from school days. Even in mathematics, we try to work with variables. Okay, it's just a name given to a value in a program. And we call variables as identifiers. Simply speaking, if you see the syntax here, var name equal to value, because Python is very simple, right? It is dynamically typed, means you don't need to specify data type in Python, right? So it's simply like this, var name equal to value, right? And second thing, what is this var name doing? It is trying to identify this value. That's all. So a variable is nothing but it's a name given to a value. So if you see the examples, these are the examples here. Sum a equal to 10, x equal 10.5, all this. What we do is let us try to open command prompt. Okay, you can also do the same. I believe all of you have installed Python software in your machine, right? Can you please get me an S? Can I get an S from all of you? Right. So what we do is please open that command prompt and let us try to test this all this one by. Suppose I want to declare, and now once you open this command prompt, enter into Python prompt. Just type Python here. You get into Python prompt. Okay. So yeah. Now what do we do here, friends? Let us declare a variables. Simple. It is so simple here. Sum a equal to 10, friends. Okay, yeah, you print it. So similarly, b equal to some 10.5. Okay, you print it. So these are all variables. So what is the point here? It is just identifying a value here. Okay, we'll talk more on other things little later, but this is the quick idea. Okay, so variable is nothing but an identifier. Next one, this is how we define variables. It is very simple in Python, of course. It is simple in Python. Next. So one thing is very important here in Python. What is that? These things you have to understand. What is that? Rules for declaring variables. What are those rules? First thing you see here. This is clearly defined here. It should either start with alphabet. What is that? A variable should start with alphabet or underscore. So this is something you have to keep in mind. These rules are very important. As a developer, you just need to remember. Otherwise, it leads to errors. So either your variable should start with alphabet, one alphabet or two alphabets, or the length can be anything. We don't have a problem. But that is but you have to follow this rule. So or underscore, that is one thing. Second thing you can see here. In a variable, if you want, you can add digits along with the alphabets. But one thing you have to follow here is your variable should start with alphabets or underscore, but not with digits. We'll test all this one by one. And third one, no special symbols are allowed. in a variable, don't put any special symbols. And fourth one, no spaces are allowed. Don't add or insert any special spaces. Okay, don't try to insert any spaces in a variable. It leads to errors. What we do is let us test all these rules. Okay, what if we insert or if we add symbols in a variable? What if we add spaces in a variable? Okay, and then what if we start a variable with a digit? Okay, let's test all this one by one so that you get a clear picture. Got it, friends? Let's do that now. So now go to the Python prompt. First thing, as per rule, these two are fine. We are following the rule for these two. Suppose I say 1 A B C, something like this, equal to some 100. Now, what is that I am doing here? I am trying to start this variable with a digit. Is this allowed in program in Python? Not only in Python, I believe this is not allowed in any programming language. It might be C, it might be C++, or it might be Java, whatever it is. You should not start your variable with a digit. It is not legal. Suppose enter. What is that? What is that your interpreter saying here? An error, syntax error, invalid decimal letter. So why? Because so even though this error is, it is showing a different error. Reason is what is that? You are not declaring a legal variable. What is it? We are not declaring a legal variable. So I hope you got clarity here, right? So never start your variable with a digit or any other special symbols. It has to start with alphabet or underscore. Suppose if you want, you can declare a variable with underscore. Generally, this underscore has a specific importance in Python. We'll talk about it little later, but just to show you, underscore a equal to 10. And then you can print underscore a. Now it's printing 10 here. Can you see here? So a variable can start with the underscore. This is the only special symbol that is allowed to start with the variable. Other than that, no other special symbols are allowed here. I hope this is clear, friends. Understood now? So this is one more important observation. Next one after this. So what is, don't allow any special symbols in a variable. So what do you do right now? Suppose you see here, a dot b equal to some 70. Enter. Again, you will get an error here. Why error? Because attribute error. Int object has no attribute b. So even though this is different error message, the exact reason is this variable is not a legal variable. Why dot is not allowed in a variable? Which is not allowed, friends. Dot is not allowed in a variable. I hope this is clear. So this is means special symbols are not allowed in a variable. Don't try to add any special symbols. Okay, in a variable. That is one more important rule you should follow. Another important rule is don't use any spaces. Suppose you say a space b equal to some 300. Okay, let me just declare it properly. Equal to 300 or 400, whatever it is. Again, you get error. Why? You are violating the rule. By now, you should get a clear idea about rules of declaring variable. Now you can go and do some online tests just for practice. So MCQs on variables, just type in Google and try to answer because this gives you a clear idea about variables. Now if you go and try to test your understanding with MCQs, automatically you will remember it without any issues. But is this clear for you? These are all the rules we should follow. By now, I believe you should be very clear with this variable. And then what is that? Rules of variables. And then what should be there in variable, what should not be there in variable. And these are all examples. Maybe already these are answered. maybe just you can see ABC 1, 2, 3. Is it a valid variable or invalid? This is valid one, no problem. Why? It starts with alphabet and digits are there after that. So we don't have a problem. 1, 2, 3 ABC. This is invalid. It starts with digit, which is not legal. So invalid. Underscore 1, 2, 3. Underscore can be allowed in a variable. So valid. ABC dot 1, 2, 3 invalid. ABC dollar 1, 2, 3 invalid. ABC space 1, 2, 3 invalid. So by this you can clearly understand that with these examples, all these rules, whatever we have discussed. Got it, friends? Sorry, there's a slight disturbance here, but it's okay. My voice, everything is fine, right? Just can you please confirm? Oh, thank you. Okay, please install this Python software. If you have not installed, that is very important. Please practice along with me. See, the purpose of doing these sessions is only to make sure whoever attend these sessions should get a clear idea, a good picture, not picture that confidence. Keep in mind, friends. So my humble request is make sure you install all the required softwares and work with along with me. And in the process, if you have any issues, stop me, ask me, and try to work on that. Okay. So because these sessions are aimed at making sure that we get a thorough understanding and a confidence in doing programming. That is yes. Okay. So I see a message from you that your software is not installed. Yeah, hurry. Please install. Just a matter of 1 or 2 minutes. If you want my help, you can take my help after class is even. Okay, I'll stay with you and we will install. Okay.
Shoes.
Okay. Now keywords. Now before I jump to the next topic, what is this? I just want to ask you: are you good with variables, friends? Are you clear with variables?
Yes, sir.
If you are clear, then we'll jump to the next topic. Okay, next topic keyword. This is very simple topic. I don't spend much time here. Keyword is built-in word, and any programming language will work with keywords only. Without keywords, you can't expect any programming language. Let it be C, let it be C++, let it be Java, let it be C Sharp. You go and search any programming language. They have some bunch of keywords. And all this programming is implemented with these keywords only. Okay. So you cannot imagine a programming language without keywords. And simply speaking, keyword is built-in word or special word. And your job here is just understanding these keywords and applying them. So if you do that, then you are a programmer, simply speaking. Okay. Now, next one. What are the different built-in keywords? Almost in Python, we have around 25 to 30 keywords. Okay. And then if you see here, keywords here, while, for, class, int. Okay. And then not, and, or. These are few of the keywords. And in Python, we have around 25 to 30 keywords. That's all. And if you want to know the list, just Google. So how to get list of keywords in Python? Maybe if you want, I can show you also that also. Let us practice here itself. Okay. I think there is so much of news in my machine. Just please ignore because I follow current affairs. Let us do that. How to get keyword list in Python. So this is what any doubt, just what you have to do, just go and ask Google. So simply speaking, go to Stack Overflow. developers, the most used community website, that is Stack Overflow, because even for us, where the highly restricted environment, we rely on Stack Overflow. Now, this is what we should do. Just copy this. So these are all keywords what we have. Import syntax dot keywords. That is one thing. Is that one? No, this one, friends. Keyword dot kw list will give you the keywords. Okay, what do you do right now? Just first thing, you have to import this module, what we call. So simply copy this. What is that you do? Copy this, come to your command prompt or Python prompt. Just type here, friends, and then enter. And again, if you want to know the keyword list, next one from here in that module, there is this list here. Okay. So copy this. You don't need to do for now. Don't try to understand anything. All these modules are this internal attributes. Don't try to understand anything. Okay. What is your job right now? Your job is just to see and just to copy and paste it. That's all. Later on, you are going to have a detailed picture on each and everything. Okay. Enter. Now you can see all the keywords that are there in Python. You can see here, friends. Almost you can count it now. If you want to know the number of keywords there, simply you can say length of. If you want to know exact number of keywords instead of counting, if you want to know it through some programming, simply say len of kw list. Okay, enter. We have almost near to 35 keywords. Okay, you got it right, 35 keywords. So this is nothing but the number of keywords what we have in Python. I hope this is clear, friends. So that is the idea. Got it, friends. So this is how what we have to do. We try to understand so how to explore different things in Python. Got an idea now? So maybe what I'll do is I'll just copy all these details, okay, and keep it in the notepad just for your this thing reference. So let me add it here. So that when I share this doc with you, you can have all that list, and you can also follow these steps to test it yourself. Okay, but as I suggested, you can try it along with me itself because I am going with a normal pace, so we are not going any fast here. Do you get this now, friends? So you don't need to worry. Maybe you have a number of questions here. What is that? What is this Manoram doing? He's saying import keyword. He's saying keyword dot kw disk. These are all very simple things, friends. Alien of something. What is all this Manoram doing means? These are all important things. Definitely, we are going to have a detailed discussion on these things. Okay. So now, what? Let us just continue our discussion. But are you clear on all this stuff now? So, what is keyword and how to get list of keywords? Right. Next one, rules. Again, now when you are working with programming, the very important thing is handling rules. Rules are very important in programming. Again, for keywords, usually all keywords are in lowercase except this one. These two Boolean values, false and true and none. These are literals. They are not keywords. Actually, they are constants. What is it? They are constants. That false here is false. Whichever keyword has starting letter uppercase, this false, this none, this true. These are all built-in literals. Literals means constants, predefined constants. We see it in number of places when we keep working with Python. But for now, just a quick idea. Apart from these built-in literals, all keywords are in lowercase. So just remember this. Next one. Never use keywords as identifiers. See, this is another important rule. Don't try to use keywords as variables or keywords as class names or function names. Don't do that because keywords are built-in words. And if you try to do that, if you ask a question, what if I do it Manoram? What happens? Nothing happens. You get an error. It says an error. Then you have to again fix it. That's all. Okay. Maybe if you want to see that as well. You are very curious about that. Let's do that. Okay, come here. And then you do one thing. In space, sum, I put and. Okay. So enter. Immediately we get an error here. Suppose you do one thing. In space and equal to sum 100. We didn't assign value in the above example, right? Let me assign a value as well. But what I am doing, the variable I am defining here is a keyword. Now let's try to test it. What happened now? Invalid syntax. Why invalid? Everything seems to be perfect there. It starts with alphabets, no, right? No special symbols, no spaces. Everything looks fine. But still, something is missing. What is that? You are using keyword as identifier. Why are you doing that? You should not do that. That's what programming community is saying. Okay. So never use keywords as identifiers and don't try to declare keywords in any other cases except lowercase. Except exception for what? These three. Because if you look at those keywords, you can easily understand. Okay. That's the idea about keywords, friends. Still, if you want to know more, you can ask me. No problem. Okay. That's about keywords. Next important topic is constants. From here onwards, the much more deeper learning starts. Actually, so the actual learning starts from here. Not like when you go to loops or when you go to some data structures or that. Actual learning starts from here. Okay. Now let's see what are constants. Constants means fixed values or data or literally any name you call it as constant. So constant is a fixed value which doesn't change. That's all right. And you are seeing constants from your school days, friends. Not just today, but you are seeing it from school days. Right. We have used so much of, we did so many mathematical problems. All that values we use in mathematics is nothing but constants. They are values. And those values in program, you can call them as values, you can call them as data. You can see here, right? You can call them as values, you can call them as data, you can call them as literal, anything, friends. And in Python, we have actually four types of constants. What is that? Character constants, numeric constants, integer, and then decimal. What happened? Let me put this numbering. No, I think this is the explanation. We have actually four types of constants. Let it be like that, okay? Character constants, numeric constants, and then complex constants, and then Boolean constants. So these are all four different types of constants. Maybe by the time we complete discussion on this, I'm very sure you get a clear idea about all this. So what is character constant? So understanding these constants is very important to start with your programming. So we'll go one by one in detail. Okay. Character constants. Character constants means, see, like in other languages, we don't have different types of character constants like single character or string, something like that. In Python, everything is a string. What is that? Character constants means generally, if you start with this, right? Before, now I think we got a clear idea. We have four constants. Let us start discussing start with character constants and then we'll discuss numeric and complex and then Boolean. Let us jump to character first and understand what is character and how it is in Python. Okay. So what is a character constant? All these are character constants. If you ask just first of all, if you want to understand what is a character constant, all these are characters, all alphabets. So what is that alphabets? Small a to small z, capital A to capital Z. Everything you see, all that in your keyboard. Generally, whatever you see in your keyboard is a character constant, friends, simply speaking. Okay. So now categorically, if you want to discuss, somebody is asking me a question, let me try to answer that question. Okay. We are coming, uh, we are coming. So question is what? Giridhar is asking me a question. See, Giridhar, once we discuss constants, then we are going to talk about data types. Data types are keywords. Okay, constants are values. To define these constants, we use data types, and both are connected, interconnected. So anyhow, the next topic after that is data types only. Once you finish both topics, then definitely you are going to get a clear picture, Giridhar. Understood? Maybe please give me few more minutes or few more, maybe in next session you will get a clear idea on that. Okay. So you don't need to worry. I'll make sure you are too clear on all this. So nothing like you don't have any confusion. I don't confuse you. Okay. First understand all this. That's all. That is enough. Giridhar. So character constants. What are all these? So sometimes I see, not now. Earlier people used to ask, sir, what is character constant? All these are character constants. If you just want to have a quick idea, alphabets, digits 0 to 9, special symbols, all special symbols. Whatever you see in our keyboard is a character. Words, even words are character. So infinite words are there. All that words are character constants. So if you see this, all this categorical data, what we are seeing comes under or falls under character constants. Is that clear, friends? So that's the idea. Just have a quick understanding. That's all. Next one. The question is, how do we declare character constants in Python? So for that, this is how we define character data in Python. We declare a character data in Python using single quote, double quote, triple quote. What do we do? Either we use single quote, or we use double quote, or we use triple quote. So if it is other languages, like if you go to all traditional languages, single quote and double quote is different. For single quote, they use for single character, and double quote they use for strings. But in Python, we can declare any string either using single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Again, maybe you can ask a question. You ask a question. What is this difference, Manoram? Yeah, I'll explain it. Definitely that question arises. So I'm going to give a clear clarity of, about these codes. So simply speaking, any character data in Python is a string, and that data we declare any string either in single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Okay, we can declare a string in Python either with single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. But the question is, which quotes you should use and when you should use that quotes, when you should use triple quotes or when you should use single quote or double quote. See, these two are same, friends. Nothing big difference between single quote and double quote. You can see here. You can use single quote or double quote just to define single line statements or a simple string, a word or something. Okay. Why do we use a single quote or double quote string? Just to define single line statement, something like this. This is a Python session, or just to define a simple string. Okay, something like, just we can say something like test. If you want to just define a simple string, either we can use single quote or double quote. Mostly both of them are same. And triple quote has a little different usage. When do we use triple quote? If you want to declare multi-line statements or comments, if you want to have comments in your programming, or if you want to define multi-line strings, in such cases we use triple quotes. So when we start working more in your Python PyCharm, I'll show you with practical examples. Especially if you want to create doc strings in functions, some comments in functions, then definitely what is that, friends? We use this triple quotes. What is that we use here? We use triple quotes. Anyhow, I'm just trying to again concluding. Single quote and double quote used to declare single line statements. I'll explain with examples. Maybe if you have any confusion, don't worry. If you have any doubts or anything, let us test all this with examples, so you will get a clear idea. Nothing more than that. So what is the point here? Single quote and double quote for single line statements, and if you want to create multi-line statements, then use triple quotes. let me just show you, open here, this one. First thing, in Python, a string can be declared either in single quote or suppose you take some s1 equal to in single quote, you can just say, simply speaking, you can declare a string test. So again, the same thing can be in double quotes as well. Test. Okay, mostly just print it, friends. I forgot to print it. So again, s1 equal to in single quotes. Okay, give it as test and otherwise you put s2. Why to have same variable? Okay, and then print s2. Now you see, when I give double quotes, of course nothing happens. This latest string overwrites the first one. This will replace the first one. Now you see here, friends, observe this carefully. It is a very simple thing. Just very simple thing to understand. When I print S1, still in the output, that double quotes again got converted to single quotes. Means what? Implicitly, even double quotes gets converted to single quotes. So the conclusion is single quotes or double quotes doesn't have big difference here. Just for this thing to have that experience for developers from different programming languages, might be Python people should have introduced these two. Okay. So, but internally, both are same because both are used to declare single line statement. Suppose if you want not only like this, just a simple string, I will come back one by one. Now S3 equal to in triple quotes, you can say I put 3 quotes and then test it. Can you see that? And then print S3. Now in this case, we don't see big difference between single quote or double quote or triple quote, right? But when we see the difference, so we see the difference. Suppose you see here, I'll just do one thing. I'll open idle for me. I just need an idle just to show you clear difference. Okay. I'm opening a batch mode just to show you. That's all. Nothing more than that. You don't need to try to understand too much on all this because when we keep working, automatically we are going to discuss more and more about all this. Okay. So now you do one thing. Just first of all, new file and then save it. Just save it. How do you save it? Simply speaking, nom tech. Just select nom tech and then just save it as some str test or something, whichever you think you are fine with that, and then save. You don't need to again choose extinction.py. It is by default you save as type. It is showing Python files. It will be saved as a Python program. So now you just see s1 equal to. So this is a string. Okay. Suppose you are trying to enter new line and adding one more. So if it is a single line, we don't have a problem. Now you see this is a string and I'm just typing. We are testing. Just typing here. We are testing closing double quotes. Sorry. Now let's print it. So what I do, let me just print it in the this one and then print of S1. So what did I do? I didn't do anything, friends. So which confuse you? We just declared a string, single line string. But this time I'm just testing. This is actually monkey testing. So what is that? I'm trying to what is that? Declare multi-line string in this double quotes. Usually single quote and double quote are used for which strings to declare which strings? Can you answer in the chat box? Both of them are used to declare single quote and double quote. They are used to declare single line strings. Please answer in the chat box. Maybe that also helps you. Okay. So please answer in the chat box. So now let's run this now. Run module. Okay. And you can see What is that it is showing? Unterminated string literal detected at line 1. Why? Because if you use double quotes or single quotes, we cannot declare multi-line string. Suppose change this from double quotes or single. Even if you put single quotes, it is the same case. Why? We'll see one by one slowly, clearly. Now run this again, save it and run it. Same error. Why? Almost both are same. Single quote and double quote are same. We don't have big difference there. Now, suppose the same string, multi-line string, if I put it in triple quotes, let me do one thing. Let me put it in triple quotes. Okay, save it. And then let me run it. Run this. Now you are getting output. So this should be very clear for you. What is that? When you use triple quotes, it is allowing multi-line statements. You can create a big paragraph as well with this triple quotes. Okay. But with single quote and double quote, suppose if it is a single quote, what you have to do? Let me just again go back. Are you good till this? Now you got a clear idea? When should we choose single quote and double quote? When should we choose triple quote? I'll give more and more clarity on this. Okay. In future, I'll give a lot of much more deeper introspection on all this, especially triple quotes has so much of uh, necessary. Okay. It has so much of usage or necessity when you work with the modules especially or functions to define that string docs or to explain about the comments. Okay. We'll try to get more introspection into that. That is fine. Now, this should be clear for you. When you use triple quotes, definitely we can happily create multi-line statements without any issues. But if it is, suppose if it is single quote or double quote, we can just create only a simple string or a single line string. This is a single line string. So now it will work without any issues. So if you run this works without any problem because whatever that double quotes is intended, so it is working according to that. We don't have a problem for that. Okay. I hope this is clear, friends. So that is the idea, friends. Now I believe earlier there might be a slight confusion to you, but by now I am very sure you should have a clear idea about what is string, how to declare string in Python, what are different codes we use to declare string in Python, what is difference between single quote, double quote, and triple quote? When should we choose single quote, double quote, and triple quote? I believe you can get a clear idea if I am not wrong, right? Right. Still, if you have questions, you can connect back after class as well. Okay. Now, next one after that. So you defined a string, right? Let us just have a clear idea now. Let us have more detailing. So you defined a string s1 equal to sum. Now I am going with my usual flow. Why? I have just shown you clearly explain all the differences and what is single quote, double quote, everything. Now, suppose I defined a string, friends, like this, something like test. Now I want to know the data type of this S1, implicit data type. How do I get data type of some variable in Python? Any answer, friends? Can you please answer in the chat box? How to get data type of a variable in Python? How do you do that? We use a type function. Yesterday I had discussed, not yesterday, day before yesterday. So type of S1. So this is the data type of your string. What is that? So the implicit data type of string is str and it is a built-in class. Okay. Suppose if you want to know the address ID of S1. So this is the address of string. I hope this is clear, friends. This is the quick idea. So for any variable, if you want to just check the data type of that variable, on see your screen. Is it same for everyone, friends? Is it same for everyone? Can you see my screen or not? Can you please answer in the chat box? What are you typing? Okay. Is that fine now? I think maybe there is a little this thing in the screen say adjustments. Now is it okay? Can you see it now? Oh, again, there is some slight network issue here. Right? Hyderabad has a lot of rains. But I am screen is in sharing mode only, friends. Okay, let me do one thing. If you are able to see Notepad, let me just show there then. I can make it with Notepad. Can you see Notepad at least? No, I am showing you Notepad. Is that okay? No, bro. I'll do one thing then. Let me stop sharing and start resharing. How is it now? Can you see my screen? Is it still same? Are you able to see the screen?
No, sir, unable to use.
Okay, there is some network problem. I understand that. Oh, but anyhow, no problem. I thought to stop after this. But it's fine, no problem. Let me just, if you can see Notepad, that is fine. Let me show you that same thing in Notepad. See, I'll copy and paste whatever I try to test here. Okay, so that you can also see in Notepad then. So this is what, friends. Notepad is visible, right?
No, sir, nothing is visible.
Sorry, even this is not visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is some slight network problem then, Hari. No problem. I'll try to check with this. Okay, right. There are heavy rains here in Hyderabad, friends. Maybe that should be the reason. Some network issue again popped up. Okay, no problem. We'll stop here. I'll just recap tomorrow quickly about what we did today, and then maybe we'll try to continue from there. Okay, nothing to worry anything. You don't miss anything. And also, maybe if possible, from you keep practicing along with me. That's all you do, friends. Okay. We'll stop here then. No issues. Maybe I told you yesterday also, right? We are facing some network issues. Hyderabad is having a lot of rains. Just see in the news also. Some of you are already in Hyderabad, and you know that. So we'll stop here. No problem. We are almost at the end of the time. Fine. Thank you, friends. We'll connect back tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
These will be very interesting sessions. Please try to attend these sessions and make sure you work on all this. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir.